we were extremely tight. That was my dog. And I'm like, I am literally the godmother of your child, a Black queer woman.
Hello and welcome to the Queer Vision podcast. My name is Becca, and today Co will not be joining me, but I am going to sit down with Chantel, or Chany Blaze. Chantel is a DJ, is really smart and does financially stuffs during the day. We talk a little bit about that, but mainly we get to sit down and actually experience what it is for her to exist as a queer person, exist as a person of color. We dive a little bit into the intricacies of race and ethnicity and experiences there, and then just get to hear a little bit about thoughts on politics and life. So sit back, relax, and get ready to just think of things a different way and hear somebody talk about life in an extremely eloquent manner. Enjoy. We'll start off with just telling us your name, your pronouns, and a little bit about you.
Yeah. So my name is Chantel Reed, or I guess my stage name is Chany Blaze. My pronouns are she, her, that girl.
So tell me a little bit about you. What do you do? What's your favorite things? Something like that.
Yeah. So as far as what I do, I won't go too far into my 9 to 5 because that's no fun. But I do work in fintech, so finance tech, and then that's by day. By night, I am a event curator,
Okay.
DJ, and host.
I love. Okay. So what got you into doing DJing and hosting and stuff like that? Have you been doing it for a while or what?
So I would say I started throwing events kind of in high school. You know, the teen parties in back home. I helped kind of curate those, get the kids out, etc. And, I was always kind of like the life of the party. I grew up that way. I grew up in a family who loved to host events, be surrounded by their friends and family, and make sure that everybody was taken care of in those spaces. And I think that having that upbringing allowed for me to obviously do it in high school, and then now doing it for the community that I, take up space in, the queer community, the Black community. And I always wanted to make sure that while we're, taking up space, we're doing it and having a ball with it. And so that's why I was like, yeah, I want to throw parties. And I also, at work, I also do a lot of volunteer activations too. So I host a lot of volunteer projects, typically around serving the queer community that my office sits in.
That's awesome. I mean, it's nice to hear a corporate-y job is being supportive about all this. So that's honestly really cool.
Oh man, yeah. And the fact that they 110% support me in all of these endeavors, I'm like, thank you. Absolutely. I will, on the clock, be putting in hours to serve the folks that are not sitting here with me. It's definitely a blessing.
That's honestly so refreshing to hear, because I feel my experience was with engineering. So it's it's corporate, but it's also stupid corporate, So
Yeah.
a little different. But I've never really heard of a corporate job that wasn't queer focused being supportive of this.
Yeah.
In this
I think
area.
No, yeah. I from my understanding, because I've been with my company for about going on 5 years, there was definitely a turn with the new CEO.
Oh, good.
And with the CEO also being queer, I think that kind of opened up this new world of diversity being the forefront of the culture. And I think that allowed for us to make sure that we're rallying behind these minority groups in a way that is a lot more safe than you would see in, a different space.
Yeah.
Or actually similar spaces than the one that I'm currently in. So
yeah. And that's honestly I don't know. I guess I'm I don't want to say amazed by it, but I am extremely excited about it, because especially right now when DEI has just been thrown out the pasture, right?
Right.
This is refreshing, and it's nice that I don't know, I feel a lot of people that we've talked to, and me myself, whenever we've done like day job type things, then
Mhm.
like I feel like sometimes it drains us to do
Yeah.
the nightlife, right? Or to do like the afternoon, I don't know,
Yeah.
events, the things that actually like could fill our souls, but we're
Mhm.
so drained, we're so tired that like seeing you this it seems like it almost like refreshes you. You're like, yeah, I get to do it all the
No,
time. Like I get to
and I
support it.
that's literally what I was going to say was like, thankfully, I have the ability to do the things at my 9 to 5, but it's not always rainbows and butterflies. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
days I have to hammer it in. I have to go to work and it isn't necessarily easy on the mind. But that's why I love the fact that I am in nightlife and can kind of sit this down on the table
Yeah.
or the desk, walk away from it, and then immerse myself
Yeah.
in the community. Like, right? Because at work, I'm bringing the community to work,
Right.
kind of. You know what I mean? So when I get to leave that, I don't have to keep introducing these ideas to the folks that are genuine allies. But I like sometimes that gets a little, it gets redundant. It gets
Right.
tiring. Like, here, learn some more about this
Yeah.
versus me just leaving and being like, "Oh my god, yes, my people."
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
so refreshing.
it's I refreshing. So I would absolutely in every lifetime, do this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I see that, and I think it's like it's something that's so hard to explain to people sometimes, like a cishet white man, it's so hard to explain to him, like, "I love you,"
Mhm.
yet sometimes I just need to be in a space where people understand what I'm saying without me having to explain it. Like,
Literally.
not saying you're judgmental, not saying you're mean, not saying you don't understand me, just like, you've never lived this, so me just being able to say, like, "Sometimes I fucking hate men."
Yeah.
The other ladies understand that. Like they get it. They also feel that, right? And so like I think this is so healthy. And I love the way that you like approach nightlife too. Like whenever we were just like chatting a little bit like two
Mhm.
seconds ago, whenever we were having technology issues,
Yeah.
you mentioned that like you're a Leo that keeps you going and you do it for like the community, not necessarily for yourself. And I
Right.
truly appreciate that because I feel like I view it a similar way. Like I'm not necessarily in the nightlife, but the queer life, right? So like I definitely like I like writing and so I do writing for myself, but like
Mhm.
the magazine is not for me. It's for the community, right? It's like for the
Right.
overall. Like I could on my own I could leave it if I wanted to, but like
Mhm.
it is something that like is important for the community. I feel like bringing people together in the way that you do is also so important for the community. And it sounds like you came from a little bit of an extroverted family. It sounds like
Yeah. Yeah. Just a smidge.
just yeah, yeah. Like honestly, I'm so intrigued by extroverted families because mine is not at all.
Mhm. Mhm.
So like just hearing you say, yeah, like we were the ones to have the parties and we were the ones to like bring people. I was like, we were the ones to go home, pull out a puzzle and watch TV in the same room.
Listen, I grew up I feel like every other weekend, if it wasn't like the party was at my house, it was at my cousin's house. Oh my gosh, the last time I went over to her place, we were literally looking at old VHS, like
Oh,
videos of us, 8 years old. I think at the time she was like 5, and we're just partying it up. You know what I mean?
oh my
Like,
God.
and it's hilarious because like why are we dancing like that? And then
Because you
two, but
could.
it's because we could. But and it was so freeing, right? Like the act of dancing, like the somatic pressure release of dancing is just I want to just shake my tail right now. Like
Do it. Honestly, do it.
but yeah, like I was telling you a little bit earlier, even though like I grew up in that extroverted like space and naturally like I have no qualms having a conversation with anybody. I can
Mhm,
talk to anybody, but it's something about when the stage light is on you.
mhm.
It's a little different,
Okay.
right? And in those spaces, like I was telling you, like when it's time for me to DJ or when it's time for me to hop on a mic, people are always so surprised that I'm like, no, internally, I'm freaking out. Like I am absolutely losing my mind, but you wouldn't know just because it's repetition. And when you
Right.
have like the repetition, it's a little bit more comfortable. But no, usually I just kind of black out and just do the thing.
Okay, that feels very, I don't know, similar. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I've been there. Like, I think there is a very big difference between having like a one-on-one conversation or feeling like four people, right? Like having those
Hmm.
conversations where it's like there's something else going on or like I can be listening to you. But like when you have the light on you, you are the spotlight, right? You have
And
to
yeah.
do entertaining. And there is a difference between a conversation and entertaining people. Like, even, you've had those conversations where you do have to entertain people, right? And those are tiring.
Yes.
But they can also be helpful, whatever. Sometimes I hate them and I'll walk away, but like whatever.
Yeah.
No, but that is refreshing. And I think that's like a similar vibe to like a lot of people we've talked to when like they put on their costume or their drag outfit or their one thing. It's like their
Yes.
brain can switch. And then it's like, I might be anxious, but like I'm a different thing right now. Like I am a different person.
Right.
Yeah. Do you feel like you are still you when you are DJing, or do you feel like it's like almost like a persona?
So I feel like the execution of the music is me.
Okay.
Like the sound that I'm providing is absolutely me. Like I am high energy. I will literally. I was just listening to a set that I dropped on SoundCloud, and I went from like System of a Down to like Cassie, and it was such a weird, who's putting on Chop Suey right before me and you? I don't know. I did it, but because that's me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But the sound is me, but there is this like little extra notch when I'm on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend and they were like, "Yo, it's so crazy that when you get on this mic, like your voice gets a little deeper, you have a little bit more like bass fullness." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't know, like I think I've always been able to use my gut to push the sound out. You know what I mean? That probably comes from my cheerleading and my stepping back in the day. But
Yeah, that actually makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, so that performative act is absolutely, it absolutely happens behind the mic, but the music aspect of it not so much. That is me 100%.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
So how do you push through that anxiety? Because if you get that like stress, that anxiety whenever you are like up there and you like say you black out, how do you push through that? Because like that stage fright is like a common thing. So like how could
Yeah.
somebody come in if they were like, well, I love doing this and I would love to not maybe be exactly what you're doing, but like somewhere in that same world, how would you suggest somebody would do that? Like how do you do it?
That's a good question.
Think
I think that yeah. I think I wanna say, oh my gosh, here I go bringing up a cis white man. I think it was Tony Robbins who had said, like, "What you just have to do is just you gotta do it." He basically says, like, you just gotta jump in, right? Like, no matter what it is, as soon as you think about the idea to break that habitual failing to show up, like, you just jump in
Mhm.
and don't question it when it comes across your mind. So that's kind of the thought process behind whatever I do. Like I signed up for this. I said I was going to do this. I just need to do it no matter what. And if I flounder once I get up there, okay, cool, but it's going to be a learning experience. So like I have to kind of format that idea in my brain that says regardless of how this turns out, it's a good thing.
Mm.
And that allows for me to, kind of shake off what I can and then just show up. And also that piece too where, as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing it for everybody else.
Mhm.
Right? Like there's that servitude aspect in me that just I pray never dies that I show up for other people.
Right.
When I cannot show up for myself, I show up for other people. The spaces that I host or that I curate
Mhm.
is so that the folks that are showing up can enjoy themselves. They paid their money to come see me do whatever I'm doing.
Mhm.
And I want them to have a good time. I want them
Yeah.
to make sure that, they got their money's worth, even if it's $10, $5, whatever it is. Like, no, you took your time out to come see me. You put your money on the table to do it. I'm going to show my tail for y'all to have this good time. I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing
Yeah.
people smile.
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoy like being the reason people light up.
Yeah.
That's what fuels me for real. So to answer your question, I do it because I have to. Because I signed up for it, but the payout is astronomical.
So like once you actually get there and you do the thing, then like you can feel, as long as you push through that initial like I gotta get on
Yeah.
stage, then it's like it is feeding your soul. It's just in a different
Hmm.
way. And to your point too, I feel like the floundering and stuff like that. I feel like in the moment, sometimes it can be so scary to like flub your words or like, oh, I accidentally kicked this wire or like, whatever it is. But
Yes.
like, I think from an audience perspective, at least, it's okay. Yes, obviously, if you go to a show or you go to an event and like it's seamless, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Hmm.
I will say, as an audience member, sometimes it is so refreshing to see somebody like mess up a little bit. And I'm not saying in the sense of like, I want you to fail, but more like, I like seeing you be human. Like, I like seeing you
Yeah.
laugh. I like seeing you be like, oh, blah, 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 like, it makes me feel more connected to you. And I know not everyone's like that, but like,
Mm.
I think that like for anybody that would like to jump into it, make mistakes. It's fun. It can be fun. It can be,
Absolutely.
yeah, it can be like an addition almost to what people experience that night.
Yeah. 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 For sure. I know. I totally agree. Like, as you were talking about it, I had like a montage in my brain of my most recent mess ups. And it's like, the fact that that's how my brain decided to line everything up. But every time, like I'm seeing all of these things in my brain, and I'm like, every time I did it, I smiled.
Yeah.
It's oh my gosh, like because also kind of awkward. So but
Oh, yeah.
it brings right, but it brings that like humanity into the space
Yeah.
when you're basically like you're basically the boob tube. You're the television screen, and everybody's watching you. But then you kind of it's almost like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nope, you guys are actually here with me. Surprise, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a good time. And when those moments happen, especially like earlier in whatever the set or what have you, it's like, well, it's only up from here. Like, and then
Yeah.
now it's a good thing because you got that awkwardness out the way and your body flushed with whatever embarrassing hormones it just dropped off
Yeah.
out of your brain. And now it's like, okay, cool, we're good. We're rocking and rolling.
It's over. The worst thing's
Yeah.
over. Like we're good.
That's
We're
it.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just don't fall on your face and we're okay.
I mean, even then, I'm sure that somebody would be like, oh my gosh, now we're best friends because I caught you, like,
Literally. Oh my gosh. I busted my tail at a concert recently
oh,
walking upstairs because my pants were too like they were just
you're too
huge.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my heel caught like my left heel caught the right front of my pant leg and I just tumbled up the stairs. Not
Yeah.
even down the stairs, up the stairs. And I just sat there and I posed and my friend was like, "Girl, get up." And I was like, "Nope, I need to sit in this a little bit longer."
I've almost pantsed myself because I have like those big, like, they're like elastic on the top and they're like big and flowy, right?
Yes, yes,
If
yes,
you
yes.
if you wear like, I'll wear heels with them, they'll like be perfect length. But whenever I step up, my toe will get caught inside the pants and I'll step on it. And I've
Yes.
like almost pantsed myself so many times. I'm like,
Literally.
but you know what? That's just a girl moment. I think
Yeah.
like every single person who's done it is just gonna be laughing now because like it's now I feel human,
Here we are. Here we are. Yep.
and we're here sitting in
It's
it together.
and exactly. Exactly. So let's just marinate in it a little bit.
It's
Okay. And
just
then
seasoning for your soul. That's
it,
all.
my God, Becca, yes. And seasoning for the soul. I like that.
We don't need
I
chicken
might
soup
have
to
to
need seasoning. We're fine.
that's it. A little bit of well, not garlic powder because, it's recalled. We're not gonna get into that.
Wait, garlic powder is recalled? I thought we were just on like the
Dude,
fresh stuff.
no. Garlic powder now too. And ginger ale.
Hey, you know what though? Oh shit, I had ginger ale yesterday. Oh.
Well,
Dying now. No, it's really easy to make your own garlic powder and onion powder. It just takes time. So
yeah.
you're
It's
okay, I
it's
guess.
yeah, it's definitely possible. I just, I'm like, this is a very disappointing time we are in as a nation.
Yes.
But
That
anyways,
actually that actually brings me to deeper topics, right? Okay, so obviously anything that we say, you are more than welcome to say, "Hey, actually, no, I want to talk about this," whatever.
sure.
What is your experience? What has it been like? Like, have things changed for you in the recent times, like directly? Obviously, we know indirectly so many things have changed, right?
Yeah.
But like, as somebody who grew up queer and grew up as a person of color, like, how did that affect your life growing up? And also, have things changed dramatically for you recently, or is it more of like an indirect?
Hmm. So I will say that I understand what's the term I'm trying to use? The ability to navigate this world easier than my mass counterparts.
Okay.
Because as a queer, woman, I'm feminine presenting. And
Mhm.
so that aspect of my life has never really been an issue outside of men trying to tell me that they can, that I just haven't had the right guy to keep
They
me
can turn you
straight.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. But
Yeah.
so in that regard, I have a lot of I have a lot of understanding that I navigate my queerness. I wouldn't say necessarily easier, but with I think less societal pushback because it's just not at the like everybody knows I'm queer because I put it out there, right?
Right.
But if you do not know me from a can of paint and I'm visiting your random town and you see me on the street, like you're not going to be like, "Oh, look at that girl.
Right. Right.
She's," you know what I mean? Because I personally hate rainbows also. So,
As
you
you're
know what I
looking at me,
mean?
I'm like, I am literally the opposite. I'm like, rainbow.
And you know what though? But I like it. I don't know what it is like. And it's, let me not say that. Cause if you looked at my book bag and you'd be like, dude, all of these rainbow pins that you have on your book bag, please. Okay. So let me not say I hate rainbows. Cause that's a lot.
But it's not
I'll have
your
to
aesthetic.
it's not my aesthetic. Yeah. You know, and so like that portion of me, I don't think ever really had to worry about how I navigated the world as obviously, but it's crazy because it's like I literally have my entire identity is what white America says is not okay. Like or
Yeah.
what they don't want, right? Like I'm Black and Asian and queer and a woman.
Mhm.
And that is, I think that because I do have a little bit of leeway in life being femme presenting, I just try to make sure that I use my voice to lift up others that don't have that, like, that passing access.
Okay.
Right? Like, I think that is more so my experience. I wouldn't say that it's like it's been super negative for me.
Uh-huh.
I grew up in a military town, so everybody was diverse, right?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really experience my first like prejudice, or to my knowledge, anyways, like my first prejudice experience until I got to college and I left home and I was called the N word to my face for the first time, right? Girl, it was just like that was eye opening for me. And I think my queerness is because it's not necessarily hidden, but it's easier to miss. I never really experienced anything there.
Okay.
Thankfully, not even with my family, but in my race and in my ethnicity, I think that's where life has been a little bit more tumultuous.
Right.
Navigating the world as a Black woman first and foremost. You know what I mean? Because the melanin is there. People will see me and they'll try to figure out what the other part of me is because of like my hair or maybe like my features, but my Blackness is never going to be something that people miss.
Right.
And that is, you know, what I've always had to like fight for. And I think now that we are in the times that we are, I feel like with this presidency, well, his first seat in office, we started to really see how secretive racism had gotten.
Yeah.
Because now it's kind of just, it's coming to the forefront now. People are
Right.
getting bold. People are getting
Permission.
they're getting permission. They're absolutely getting permission. And that was scary,
Yeah.
right? That was scary. And then having to go through like COVID, then we talk about like this other layer that I've never really had to experience was Asian hate.
Yeah.
And being fearful and telling my mom, like, yo, you gotta be really like, you have to have your head on swivel while you're walking around, because old Asian ladies are getting beat up.
Yeah.
Randomly. I've never had to fear for my mother before. That was different. That was different. Like, me being a Black woman, that's one thing. Like, because that has always been a thing.
You're prepared.
Right? Yeah. But like, as a Asian woman, I'm like fearful for my mom. And then obviously we go into this next presidency. And then it really just like kicks it up a notch.
Yeah.
And then we have like, I don't know. I think that through it all, my biggest thing has always been like, how can I just make sure that I keep a smile on my face and keep smiles on everybody else around me? And it's not necessarily trying to like purposely detach from reality, but it's like, what can we focus on here to just make it through? And I think it's a common thread for the Black struggle, right? I think other races, well, it's just Black and white, right? But I think other cultures sometimes looks at like Black culture because I don't know. I feel like there's way more African Americans that joke through their pain than I see in any other race, right? Like, bad shit happens and we're like cracking jokes. I promise you, the amount of dead dad jokes that come out of my mouth is probably not healthy. But it's like, what else can we do?
Yeah.
When we have been given literally shit on a plate. But now all of us are getting shit on a plate, right? All of us can't eat lettuce now. Like, I think as a society, this has been opening up how bad it has been for other ethnicities in America for the white majority.
I'm not sure everyone sees it, but I do think like they're experiencing it for the first time in the same sense that like it's creating a little bit more opportunity for empathy, I think.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I'm not thankful for anything that has happened, but in a weird way, I'm thankful for the outcomes that have happened in the sense of it showed me who is actually on my side, right? Because like,
Literally.
I think you're right about like it really is just like if somebody in power, I don't know, whatever the fuck he is, somebody at that level does the things that you have been thinking inside your brain, you now get that permission to say, okay, or maybe it wasn't something you were already thinking, but it's like, yeah, I am going to blame this group of people. Then you were never safe. Like, you were never somebody that we could trust. And like, I think that being able to see, like, I'm not super close to my extended family. Like, they're there. I've talked to some of them, right? But like, I think sometimes there is that internal guilt, judgment, whatever you want to call it, for not trying to be closer to those people or not trying to reach out and say, hey, like, we're best friends now, you know, whatever, like, we're close because we're family or whatever. And seeing some of them post on Facebook things that are like blatantly, I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't waste my time, you know, or like, you know, maybe I was trying to reach out to this side of my family. And now I'm seeing that like a lot of people are not necessarily people that are going to advocate for any minority.
Right.
It's kind of, freeing is the only word I can think of. It's a good way of just being like, you know what? I know my family. I know my true family. I know the true people who are going to stand by like people of color, who are going to stand by like that aren't going to see that like happening in real life and just be like, it's fine. You know, like I want to surround myself with the people that are trying to get through with like joy and are trying to be there for other people and are trying to say, you know what? Hey, it's okay because we're together, not it's okay because fuck you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I keep saying girl. What are your pronouns?
She, her, but also girl for
Okay.
me is like 100% a gender neutral.
Okay. Same. But like I don't have like a ton of like straight guy friends, but they get called girl
Yeah.
often. And they're
My
always like,
husband gets called girl
bro.
sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And that's great for him because that just shows how much you care about him. I think everybody kind of just they really decided to start showing their hands in this,
Yeah.
especially on Facebook, dude. And I've since 2016, I've just been unfollowing folks and unfollowing folks. I literally had a cousin. I mean, we were extremely tight since womb. Like we are shoot 4 months apart, you know what I mean? And literally like that was my dog. And this last after COVID, I feel like people really just started during COVID, really just started researching a lot of what is the deep state, blah 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 stuff. And it kind of spiraled, and that second term vote came around, and I was told I'm not voting, blah, blah, blah. And then after the election night came out, and it was like hard, like that Facebook blew up on like, I'm so happy about the results, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I am literally the godmother of your child, a Black queer
You're the
woman.
exception. Like, I think that's something that
I'm
like,
one of the good ones.
yeah, I
Like,
think that's something that like I'm seeing a lot. And like, as much as I hate to say it, like my
mm,
dad is like that, where it's very much like, yeah, no, I have gay friends, or like, no, 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 no.
yeah,
He's a good guy. Like he's fine. I know he's Black, but like he's fine. It's the masses that are the problem.
yeah.
You're the
Is
masses
it?
of white men. Like
You, you might be the problem, Dad. I'm sorry. Yeah, but it's crazy because she is a woman of color, and that's what girl.
the
And
amount of
but
people that vote against their own self-interest, or truly believe that this is going to help the masses, even though they're saying things specifically against you,
yes,
is insane.
yes, and it's one of those situations where like the conversation always came down to, you realize that you're voting against my rights, right? No, but I believe in the policies. Do you
Do you really?
understand what the policies actually are?
No.
Because, and I will say this in front of any and everybody, like I am absolutely like, that is your body, you do what you want to do with your body.
100%.
I do not care. Like you need gender affirming care. Let's get you that. This is what can I do to make sure that you are good? You are healthy in mind, body, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only worry that I have. Anything else outside of that, I do not care what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you good?
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of folks that voted the way that they did are the ones that are trying to impose their beliefs on everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, on a day to day, what I do does not make you shit.
I think sometimes
So
too, going along with that, like
yeah.
I have seen, and maybe not everyone, obviously, but like I have seen so many people that get so mad because somebody else seems freer than them, if that makes sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's your own
Mm-hmm.
imposed things. Like you feel like you are not comfortable in your body, so you would like to tell somebody else what to do with their body because you wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Right. And listen, if you're not comfortable, okay, cool, no problem. It's still none of your business what
Exactly.
somebody else does. Like, I won't say that on camera. We could talk about that later. But I'm just like, the amount of things that people try to regulate for others
Yeah,
is
it's insane.
like, it's insane. You don't put food on my table. You do not put a roof over my head. Like, and I don't do those things for you. And even then, it's like there is an autonomy that everybody should have over their own.
Yes.
And when people try to force these ideologies on other people, it's just like, you do realize that you can just take control of your own life, right?
Yeah.
Like you can absolutely just pour all of this energy into you and be the best version of you. But instead of that, you're displacing all this energy somewhere else
And tearing other people down.
and tearing other people down because your life sucks.
Yeah, you instead of raising yourself up, you're just tearing other people down so you feel like you're better than them. And
Yeah.
that is such a common thing. Do you feel so like I'm gonna kind of like jump back a little bit because I
Sure.
think that like it all ties together. Have you ever felt internally like societal expectations have kind of convinced your brain of things like you're not good enough? Like, I'm saying this in the sense of like kind of imposter syndrome because I know you do get on
Hmm.
stage and stuff like that, but then also like, for example, as a bi woman, I feel like sometimes I am not straight enough for the straights and not gay enough for the gays. And I think that that has some to do with societal, but then I think that it grew in my own brain based off of how I was perceiving other people perceiving me. And so I guess that's kind of my question. Have you experienced this as somebody that has like multiple different backgrounds inside of your body, who has multiple identities, right? Like,
Yeah.
have you ever experienced this? Or how do you experience? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm trying to. The answer is yes. I think being like a no sabes Filipina, right? Like I don't speak Tagalog. I was never Asian enough
Mm-hmm.
for the Asians, and because you know I am Asian for a long time. Like I just didn't feel like I was like black enough either. I was told I wasn't black enough. Like you're not really black,
Yeah.
right? Even though I would say that out of the two cultures, like I probably rest in my blackness more than my Asianness. Being an American,
Right.
right? Being a Black American, being an Asian American, like I typically sit in like those black spaces more, especially on the East Coast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think what I had to do to like really navigate that growing up was I had to learn how to sit with myself and understand that duality is like that is who I am, and I had to embrace that. Because for a while, I felt like I was fighting to prove myself for a good minute, right? Like
Yeah.
I felt like I was having to prove myself, especially to like my mom's friends, right? Like they would now looking back on it, like these are the ones that married white and are Republican. And you know what I mean? Those
Yeah.
friends. Like growing up, I had to prove myself to those friends. Because they would be like, oh, I can't believe that you don't speak Tagalog. Like blah, 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 whatever. But like how I learned to kind of navigate those things was to just pour into myself and learn about the histories on both sides and
Yeah.
like, try to make sure that I'm embracing all that I could. And understand that also yes, these cultural identities are all bits and pieces of part of me, but those things don't necessarily define me either,
Yeah.
right? Like who am I as a person morally?
Right.
Who am I as a friend that shows up? Who am I as a family member that shows up? Who am I as a community member? Like those things I've started to dive into more after I educated myself on my background and realize like that I can see how that pours into me as a person,
Uh-huh.
but now that's what I sit in to define me is like who am I? Am I a good person? Yes or no? Like hopefully that answers your question because
It
I
does.
kind of okay.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, because I think that there is a lot of that of like recognizing that other people will never see you as enough no matter what you do in certain
regardless.
crowds or just like in general. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, there's some people that'll be like, oh my God, I worship the ground that you walk on just because you exist, right? Like there are always
Yeah.
those people too. So like with the negative comes the positive until it becomes creepy and then it's not positive anymore, but like whatever. But like I think that growing up in queerness and growing up in general as a minority, that is something you have to learn how to do for yourself. And it's hard because if you don't have the right people around you supporting you mentally and
Yeah.
physically, then it is a lot harder because it's easier to be like, well, I'm not enough because I can't even do XYZ. Or like I'm not enough
Hmm.
because, of course I'm not. And so that tears you down. And I think from what I've heard and what I've seen, I think that you purposefully do surround yourself with that type of people.
Yeah.
And it seems like your family has been supportive from like the little bits that I've gathered. So I think like,
Hmm.
I don't want to say you're lucky in the sense like, because everybody should have that, but like
No, yeah.
it
Oh,
should be
but
the
no,
case.
but that's it's literally pure luck. Like
Yeah.
how like I absolutely acknowledge the blessing that it is to have family that did not shun me.
Yeah.
Like, granted, in the beginning, they were kind of like, it's just a phase. But like, my mom just wants grandkids. And at this point, I keep telling her IVF is a thing. I don't know what you
Yeah.
want me to do. Like
IVF, adoption, like
adoption, like
fostering.
it's going to happen. It might not look how you want it to be,
Yeah.
but it will, right? Maybe we'll see. Anyways,
But it can. It can.
it can, exactly. But yeah, like I absolutely understand how big of a blessing it is for me to have that support system, and also the like cognizance to like recognize who wasn't for me
Right.
and have enough confidence in myself to like flush those people out of my life.
Mhm. That is a hard thing
Because
to do. And I think
yeah,
you're a Leo, so like it's a little bit, I feel like if fire signs seem like they are better at like flipping that switch,
yeah.
but it is still a hard thing to do because now you're cutting this
Oh
person that you're
yeah.
like, they could have had a lot of history with you. They could, whatever. What are your other signs? Do you know?
So yeah, I am Leo sun,
Yeah.
Scorpio moon, and
Okay.
Pisces rising.
I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I expect you to have an earth sign in there.
No, I'm trying to think. I think my Venus is also in Leo.
Do you have,
I
do you have the
the
co-star?
pattern app.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I got pattern.
What's pattern?
Similar to co-star. Hold on, I gotta turn my phone on. I turned it off so we wouldn't get interrupted.
Oh my God, thanks.
Yeah, girl, no problem.
Because now I want
Similar, yeah, it's similar to co-star. I'd had co-star before too. I just like the way that pattern like allows for you to like connect with people, and I like the like the UI on it more.
okay.
Really, that's really it.
I'm just gonna download that and then I'll befriend you later.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
but it gives
I
you
get
the
that.
whole
I think
breakdown.
I have Virgo sun and Leo moon and then Gemini rising. So like sometimes the Leo will come out, but like mainly I am very analytical, right? And so like for me, it's
Hmm.
very easy, very, very easy to cut people out of my life. Sometimes
Yeah.
too easy. So like I've had to
Mm,
actually do the opposite of like I'm realizing like, okay, I need to like give people the benefit of the doubt as long as it doesn't cross that line. Right.
right. And I think that's what I've been, having to like teach myself too over the last like few years, especially like being a single woman,
Mm,
is like how much of me do I need to pour into others for me to finally recognize that I'm not showing up for myself? Like, how much do I need to
mm,
lose? Because I was finding myself doing that in all of my like platonic and romantic.
yeah.
But it wasn't until I was single that I realized like
You were
the
doing it.
volatility in it. Yeah, yeah, because I'm such a lover girl. Like when I
It's not Pisces.
show like yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then too also I think like even with my Leos are so loyal.
Mhm.
They're so loyal to a fault. So I have these Pisces like emotions and like wanting to love and care, etc. And then the loyalty part of it is what keeps me there for so long,
Mm,
probably longer than I should, or providing more than I should.
yeah.
Right? Like I'm a fixer and I've got a abandonment issues and so it's like now my anxious attachment is keeping me here and it's the whole thing. It's the whole
Yeah.
the whole rigmarole. But I kind of forgot how we got here. But
Cutting people off. That's what it
oh
was.
yeah, cutting people off. So like, but now in this space of being single, like I'm recognizing how much I was overgiving, and now I've learned like, okay, these are the boundaries that I have to set for myself, and I cannot fix everybody. I need to focus on myself, and I'm not broken, so it's not necessarily like fix. They're not broken either, so fix is probably not a great term to use here, but
Healing. Healing and
yeah,
growing.
I cannot force anybody to heal.
Yeah.
Right. And I can only hope that with the boundaries that I've set, because I care about you, the mirror that I might provide is enough for you
Yeah.
to take it in and make the changes for yourself. But the shadow work that needs to happen with me is what I need to be focused on.
Yeah. And that's very true.
Yeah. So
Well, we are getting to the hour mark. Is there anything that we have missed that you'd really like to hit on really quick, or anything you'd like to go back to and
uh,
mention again?
not that I can think of off the top of my head. I
Okay.
think that if I could leave out, and if you've made it to the end of this, thank you for caring enough about what I have going on in my life to do so. I think the one thing that I would love to leave everybody with is just mind your business, right? Like mind your business and allow your business to be the best version of you so
Yeah.
that you can show up authentically in other people's lives without forcing yourself into those spaces, right? Without forcing yourself into those lives. Like what is for you will absolutely open up for you and you'll be able to navigate that space like comfortably without any type of tension. But yeah, man, just mind your business. That's really it.
I love
Mind
it.
your business and be a good person. That's it. That's
I
all.
love that. And how can people
Yeah.
support you? What is your socials, website if you have one, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So Instagram, TikTok is all under CDOT period Blaze, BLAZE for my just day in and day out stuff. My DJ platform is Chany Blaze, CHANYBLAZE. And that's going to be also on Instagram as well as SoundCloud. I just dropped a new mix from my Daisy Dukes Fest performance at Club Era, which I love Club Era. Yeah, I've got, well, I don't know how soon this is going to get out, but
August.
okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, follow me on all social media platforms if you want to know what I've got going on, if you want to come see me spin, or if you want to come see me host an event, or if you want to book me, my email is in all of my bios. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you. This is an amazing conversation. I loved getting to know you. It was so fun.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Becca. Definitely. I'm glad that we were able to finally like get it because, girl, you have been working with me for a minute. Life has been lifing.
Life is lifing for everyone. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're flies. It's a podcast. It's not that serious. We'll be able to cut
No,
with you. It's fine.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm happy always to do this again too. I
Yeah.
very much enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah, obviously we have other stuff to chat about
Oh yeah.
offline, but
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And we'll get with you. I have a few follow-up questions about stuff, so we'll
yes,
get together and hang out. But thank you so much for being here today, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend.
thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much again for listening to this episode of the Queer Vision podcast. I am Becca, and I sat down with Chantel or Chany Blaze. Go support her. Go enjoy some of her mixes. Go support some of her shows. Just share her stuff on Instagram. Whatever you want to do, but go support her. She deserves it. And I really, really hope you got something out of today's episode. It was a fairly good conversation, in my opinion. It was fun to have, and I got to reassess some things in my brain as well. So I hope you got something out of it. And if you need to find links, if you support her and don't know how, go into the not comments, in the description, and we'll have some information there, as well as on the Featured Queers tab on our website. So you can go to queerlana.org, queerolina.org, and you can click on who we are, find the Featured Queers tab, and you'll find everything. You can find Chantel, you can find all of the other people that we've interviewed or have been in the magazine who have consented to being on the Featured Queers tab, and you can go support everyone in our community. But thank you so much for being here today, and if you are interested in doing an interview or sending it into the magazine, come join us. Just message us or send an email. I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link and we'll get there. It's also on our website, but you have to click a few things to find it. But anyway, have an amazing day and stay dry.